America's got a big problem. It's a childhood obesity epidemic. Our president has called it one of the most urgent health issues facing the country. The First Lady has made combating childhood obesity her primary cause and reminded us that over the past 3 decades, childhood obesity rates in America have tripled. And nearly 1/3 of children in America are now overweight or obese. 1 in 3. No kid I know wants to be unhealthy, but we need your help. Don't we all deserve a chance to be healthy and happy?
These are the simple facts about childhood obesity. In children aged 6 to 11, obesity increased from 6.5% of kids in 1980 to 19.6% in 2008. In children aged 12 to 19 in that same time period, obesity rose from 5% to 18.1%. Nationwide, less than 1/3 of all children aged 6 to 17 engage in vigorous activity, which is defined as at least 20 minutes of physical activity that makes the child sweat and breathe hard. So what does this all mean? Obese kids have much higher rates of social and psychological problems such as stigmatization, poor self-esteem, and depression. Overweight and inactive children are 600 times more likely to develop heart disease as adults. Obese kids have high risks for developing other serious health issues that normally plague much older adults: high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, bone and joint problems, and even stroke and several types of cancer. Quite simply, if we do not reverse the childhood obesity epidemic, today's youth may be the first generation in American history to have a shorter lifespan than their parents.
Is that the legacy you want to leave us? How did we get here? Well, it didn't happen overnight. Many of the issues have become a part of our daily lives. We spend a lot more time in front of a screen watching TV or playing video games. Safe places to play are harder to find. We're served more processed and higher calorie meals during school and at home. Physical education programs are being eliminated due to budget cuts or a focus on testing in other subjects. And recess is being cut in elementary schools. There isn't one simple way to solve all these issues. In fact, many different solutions are needed. Dr. Tom McKenzie says it takes a village to raise a physically active child. The good news is there are a lot of people like Tom working hard to get kids more active, more often. Let's focus on one of the solutions, getting kids moving in school, and see why it can play such an important role in ending this epidemic. A report by the President's Task Force on Childhood Obesity says,
Schools are a key setting to focus on, given the significant portion of time children spend there. Schools can undertake a combination of strategies and approaches to help children be more active, including maintaining strong physical education or PE programs that engage students in moderate to vigorous physical activity for at least 50% of PE class time. You might think that's already happening at most schools these days. Unfortunately, only 3.8% of elementary schools, 7.9% of middle schools, and 2.1% of high schools provide daily physical education for the entire school year for students in all grades. The U.S. government's Healthy People Objectives for the nation has included goals for active PE since 1990. Active PE has been cited as a way to combat childhood obesity by numerous research studies, brain research experts, organizations like the American Heart Association, Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, the CDC, and even the President's Task Force on Childhood Obesity. The data are there and the scientists have spoken. Quality active physical education works to counter childhood obesity.
if the adults are right, then why doesn't every kid have quality PE? In the last few years, many school systems have eliminated or cut back on physical education to either save money or spend more time on other subjects. That doesn't make sense. A number of studies show that students who have quality PE at least 3 times a week and other school-based physical activities increase or maintain their grades and scores on standardized tests, despite spending less time sitting in class. Physical activity stimulates the body and the brain. It's that simple. But studies also show that not all physical education classes are created equal. Have you ever seen a class where 30 kids stand in line waiting for a turn? Or sit for 5 minutes while attendance is being taken? Or play a traditional game of soccer with 1 ball and 22 kids trying to share it? Have you heard of PE classes that only meet once a week for 30 minutes? Only offer PE for 9 weeks, then not again the rest of the school year? PE without enough quantity and quality won't help stop childhood obesity. We need HOPE, Health Optimizing Physical Education. HOPE focuses specifically on the public health goal of developing lifelong physical activity and supporting healthy food choices. Changing traditional programs toward HOPE doesn't require that all the objectives of current physical education be abandoned, but it does call for them to be reprioritized. We can do this. We have to do this. There are a lot of challenges we kids will face growing up. Some are harder than others, like making sure our schools teach HOPE, Health Optimizing Physical Education. Kids like me need to move, to play, and to eat nutritious foods every day. After all, healthy kids are better learners. It's a fact. If every school in America had HOPE, we'd be well on our way to reversing the childhood obesity epidemic. Now, what do you say? Want to go play?